Do you want a cheaper way to print receipts than a dedicated receipt printer? Then keep watching for the answer. My name's Andy, I am the Code Rebel, and this week, mostly this week, I was trying to add, because I use PayPal or Zettle POS as it was formerly known, point of sale system in the shop. I don't have a receipt printer, and they're quite expensive, but I only get asked for receipts maybe once a quarter, so maybe 4 receipts a year. It's really not worth me spending £250 plus the tax, plus the paper and the receipt rolls to have a printer to do 4 a year. Also, it's the ongoing maintenance, the fact it can fail and you've got to replace another thing. I just don't want to do it. But I came up with an idea. I was actually trying to use my desktop printer, and I've tried to do this a couple of times. The application on your Android tablet, or probably on your iPad as well, it doesn't work. They've blocked use of any other printer apart from their very select approved printer list, which I'll show you here. We'll flick over. I'm on the website. You can see there's cheapest one is 189 plus the VAT. You then got these other ones for 249, 319. It's a lot of money to do 4 receipts a year. You're looking at, well, including the tax on that, you're probably looking at 80, 90 pounds per receipt it's going to cost you to do 1 year's worth. And then you've got the cost of the rolls that are pretty expensive on top. And I just think a sheet of A4 is cheaper, actually, when you're using that anyway and you have it in stock. And you also have a laser printer there, which is pretty good and reliable, and I don't have problems. So, I've tried a few times this week to add the laser printer. You can add it to tablet, no problem, and I can now print from the tablet, because I just haven't bothered doing that before. But what you can't do is use it in the Zettle or PayPal point of sale app. And it might work for other ones. The solution I've come up with. Long day already. Long day of working. I had this on my desk, just sitting around. It's a Raspberry Pi. It's a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus. It's not a new one. It's been sitting here unused for a few years now. Switch back and show you again. It's not a good color for the chroma key. But yeah, I've had this a while, and it's quite simple. You just need to install an operating system on it. You can probably pick one of these up for not a lot now, but I am going to come around and I'll do a full build on a modern Raspberry Pi 02W. I'm not too into Raspberry Pis. That's why I've got one that's years old, and I'm not a huge fan of them because of Linux, basically. That's a whole other topic. But what we can do with this, we can get this to pretend it's one of those expensive printers. So this will take the print job, and then we put the printer drivers for your desktop printer on this. So it reads the incoming print job from Zettle or PayPal, translates that into something a standard printer can read, and then it sends it to your desktop printer. So instead of 319 plus the VAT or tax, I don't know whether you have VAT in America, wherever you're watching from, 319 plus 20% tax. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. So it's pretty much a £400 printer plus the paper. Instead of doing that, I want to get it working on the 02W, which is about, I think you can pick them up for about £20 here. And like I say, you don't need to order special receipt rolls or anything like that. or extra hardware that's going to take up extra space, you can just get away with that. So I've put everything I need to here onto this, and I'm going to take this down to my shop and I'm going to test it this afternoon. We'll see how it goes. Um, Hopefully this works, but mostly this is a food for thought thing now, and just there is another way around, and I will come up with another project later where I will give you the code, give you all the files, and you can just, if you want, I'll get it to a state where you can copy and paste it onto a little SD card, pop that in, and just turn it on, and away you go. You'll then have, a print service that's kind of working. But I'm hoping this works. I'll go and test it, see what happens, and I guess I'll be back in a bit. Well, I'm back, and I haven't finished, and I haven't got it all working. I guess that was an ambitious project for one day, and I have nearly got there, and I'm somewhere near. And the really good thing is, like, I'm a lot further than I was because I've been using my phone to test and just logged into my Zettle account. And as you can see, not the best way of showing the phone with a halo ring light on the thing, but yeah, I have identified and kind of disguised the Raspberry Pi as a receipt printer, and Zettle will connect to it and pick it up. And even better, it's streaming receipts and data to it and just dumping them to text files at the moment. So yeah, we're nearly there, and I'm on the verge of that breakthrough and getting it working. And I'll do it with this one. We'll test it. We'll get the proof of concept, and what I'm going to do is a bit more work on it. Like, feel free to clone my idea, do what you want. That's kind of the idea of this, that if you have the hardware and you can get going and do something, you're going to save 350, 380 something pounds on a printer. Um, and I think the reason why this really bugs me that you can't just print a receipt to a desktop printer is you pay a fee every time you take a transaction on that card and that card reader, and the card readers aren't free either. So you've already paid for the hardware. Fair enough, you're not paying a monthly fee and things, but you're paying a reasonable fee out of your earnings just for them to send your money back to you. And it kind of annoys me that you're having to spend that money to then print a receipt out, because you can't just use a generic printer. And I don't know whether all card providers do this. I mean, I certainly wouldn't go back to SumUp because their card readers just broke all the time. So for now, I'm sticking with Zettle. I'm happy with them. Apart from this, I want a receipt, and I want a receipt for nothing. I want it to just come out of my desktop laser printer that's attached to the network, and that's what this is all about. But yeah, progress has been made. We've got the Raspberry Pi disguised as a receipt printer. That's then connecting to the Zettle app on the mobile app. It works on Android. I assume it'll work on the iOS one. I haven't got anything to test it, and I don't like iOS devices, so I'm not going to. But Apple devices, iPhones, and what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do an ultimate version with the Pi Zero 2W, and I'll roll that out in all the code, because that's modern hardware that's a little bit lower cost, and you can just buy it, and it should all work on that. But because I had this Model 3 B Plus, Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus, whatever it is, a 3B Plus is what it will be now. Because I just had that lying around, I thought I'd get it for proof of concept and testing, and yeah, we're on the way and we're going. So I guess there's a lot more testing, development, and work to do. Um, as for today, I've been at this way too long. I'm going to call it a day, and I'm going I'm going to finish it off. Not tomorrow. this week I'll have a look at it when I'm down in the shop, because I've got it kind of working as much as I need to here. I've got PowerShell and I've got MSTSC on my laptop, so I can get down there, log onto it, connect it to the Wi-Fi, test it with the printer, and yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can print some stuff out of it, and I can show you it all working. I'll do a review of this one working, and then when I get chance, it might not be in the immediate future, but it will be coming when I get some spare time to do the Pi Zero 2W version of this. So for £17, I don't know what that is in dollars. £17 plus the shipping, so about £20 all in. You can have something that's going to print your receipts to a desktop printer with PayPal, Zettle. But yeah, the whole reason of it and why it pisses me off is because they've just stuck a paywall in there. And it's really tight since, like I say, you're already paying for the use of the transactions and the card reader. You've bought and paid for the card reader. And I just think it's a really tight thing to do, to add a list of very expensive supported hardware that it exclusively works with. And if you don't have something on that list, it's not going to work, and your receipts and your receipt rolls and paper are expensive as well. So if you like me, you only use it a handful of times a year, but you'd really rather give someone a physical receipt when they ask for one. It's quality and customer service. That's what it is. Give them a nice printed receipt on A4. Maybe even just stick some A5 in your printer and make it a bit smaller. But yeah, I think you should be able to do this. It shouldn't be a paywall. It should be free. Shame on you, PayPal and Zettle. Open it up so we can just send it to a generic printer. You don't have to support it. Just let it go to a generic print driver and come out of a network desktop printer that's added to the tablet and works on there. Just let it do that. But it doesn't matter if you don't now, because I've done it. I've done your work for you. You're welcome. And that's it for this week. And that's my rant over. I just wanted to have a bit more of a dig because it does piss me off. So give me a like. Give me a subscribe if you want to see where this is going. Buy me a coffee if I've saved you £380 on a printer, or just sparked an idea where you can do it yourself. I will wrap this up into a whole bundle so you can copy and paste, and away you go. And that's it for this episode. I'm done. I'm done today. I'm tired, and I'm going to eat and fall asleep with my dog. See you next time.